Hi, I just wanted to do a follow-up video as promised regarding my recovery from the scapholunate surgery that I had. Um, this video is going to focus on from the pin removal forward. My first video, which hopefully you looked at, focuses on the actual injury and the initial surgery that I had. So currently, just to summarize, I'm very, very pleased with where I am in my recovery and having the surgery done. I am just the timeline-wise, I'm about a little over 4 months since the surgery, and I'm about 11 weeks since the pins came out of my wrist. Regarding the pin removal, that process was really pretty simple. It was the full operating room experience again. However, this time I was awake. They anesthetized the wrist area with, I think it was Novocaine, but they had the full complement of doctors and nurses, and I was in the OR. The entire procedure took 5 minutes, if that, and I was out very, very quickly. The doctor did outfit me with a kind of a Velcro brace that he wanted me to wear pretty extensively for the first, several weeks of rehabilitation. After the pin removal, I was immediately cleared to resume exercising and go into the gym with certain restrictions. He didn't want me doing free weights initially, but I did also start the rehabilitation, physical therapy immediately, going 2 times a week. Coming out of surgery, the second surgery, the wrist and the hand was definitely stiff, but you immediately feel a difference with the pins removed. You just feel that you can move it more than you could with the pins in. As a side note, my biggest surprise with this surgery, if I had to put one thing out there, is not so much the pain and discomfort in your wrist. It's the pain and discomfort in your hand and your fingers. The stiffness that you experience is remarkable. In fact, much of the time in rehabilitation that you spend is focused on regaining hand strength, finger strength, grip strength, and range of motion of everything. So every morning when I wake up, still to this day, 4 months after surgery, my wrist, or my fingers rather, are stiff, and it takes a little while to loosen them up. My doctor has told me that it will continue to get better over time, and it will go away eventually. But the other thing just to consider is swelling. I think swelling varies from person to person. In my case, my swelling was really bad in my hand. The lower part of my hand was ballooned up, and the top of my hand was really swollen. To this day, 4 months, and it's getting better every day, but to this day, 4 months after surgery, I still cannot get my wedding ring on my finger. So I'm getting close, and it's getting a little better every day. But with that being said, swelling seems to be something that, at least in my case, was pretty evident. Regarding the range of motion, from a range of motion, the things that they measure, the extension, which is this movement, right now I'm at about, the last time they measured, it was 72 degrees. I could bend it. My good wrist, when measured, was 77 degrees. This measurement was taken over a month ago, so I think I'm pretty close to being back to normal for the extension measurement. Flex, which is going this way, I'm a little more restricted on that one. The last time I was measured, I was 45 degrees. This one was measured at 69, so I still have a ways to go there. But again, these measurements were taken over a month ago, and I know I've made some improvements since then. In a practical sense, I am pretty much back to normal. At doctor's advice, I'm staying away from doing activities where I could still fall, like biking and hiking and things like that. But I have been able to go out and go to the driving range and hit golf balls. Just, I was curious to see if I could do that, and happy to report that I was able to do that. Another thing, my biggest litmus test, if you will, was in going back to the gym, was getting back to being able to do you know, wide grip pull-ups and then normal push-ups. And happy to report that I was able to do full weight pull-ups at about the 4-week mark after getting the pins removed, and I was back to doing full normal push-ups at about 10 weeks after pin removal. So that was my biggest goal, was to get back to being able to do push-ups. So I'm happy to report that I'm able to do that. In conclusion, all in all, I'm very, very happy with where I am right now and my decision to have the surgery. The biggest thing I can say is that the pain is 100% gone, the pain that I had before the operation. So that is gone. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm glad I did it, and I recommend it to anyone considering the surgery, and just get it over, just get it done, get it over with, and get back into rehab. On that note, I think according to my doctor, the biggest gains you'll see in regaining range of motion occur in the first 4 to 6 months. So I've intentionally been ridiculously aggressive at exercising my hand range of motion every day. Either between going to the gym and going to rehab, I work my hand every single day, getting it loose and getting it stretched out. So the more you work it early, the better you'll be in the long run. So more than happy to answer any questions that anyone has, but I hope this video was helpful, and I may do a follow-up video, say, a year from surgery, just to see kind of ultimately where I end up. But again, very happy where we are. So thanks for watching.